yards as the Buckeyes can begin planning for Pasadena and in a rematch with the Ducks. Historic night in the Horseshoe. This was a Scarlet Smackdown.
Yes, it was.
What a great job by Fowler there. The Scarlet Smackdown.
That was just the start of the journey, Bob. Week one of 4 huge games to end the season.
An unexpected journey, Beam.
Yes, it really was.
Beamer?
Yeah, no, that's got me fired up.
Yeah.
It seems like it was so long ago. It was 2 months.
Seems like
since the start of that playoff run. I mean, just going back to that time, leading into that game for 2 weeks, Bob. Like that was a heck of a time, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
I mean, just the temperature gauge in this city around Buckeye Nation.
It was this day 2 months ago that I flipped over the handlebars on my bike when I wrecked heading down to the game.
You hadn't even tailgated yet.
No, I just got out of the car, getting ready to ride down. Dad, are you okay? Just keep riding. I'll catch up with you. Just go. As I'm laying there in a pile of my shame and back pain on the ground. Dad, you almost flipped twice.
Those
just
Tennessee players wearing no shirts in the warm-up.
I'm watching Jack Agee's like, we're going to kick their ass. Like, and I'm like, you think? He goes, dude, look at Jack. You can see
locked in.
You could feel it. Like, it was, honestly, it felt like that game you watched last night.
Mm-hmm.
That's what, like, the energy and the passion was like, dude, whatever it takes to get this thing done, like, at all costs, Beam, point to the sign.
Yeah, point to the sign, big dog. That's got me fired up, Sharky. Thanks for that. That was a good job. It's not really an ideal time to have your worst performance of the season. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Your Friday drive has some slow spots because of a crash on the east side. I-70 westbound at State Route 256. The left lane is blocked, and that's why you're stop and go approaching. Also in the north outer belt, an accident westbound at I-71 north. It's been moved to the right shoulder, but traffic still slows in the area. Also on I-670 westbound at Neal Avenue, there is an accident on the right shoulder. On 670 eastbound at Neal Avenue, the crash here is in the left lane. I'm Heather Pasco for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling.
Getting cold feet? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. As football winds down, college basketball is gearing up, and fans are ready to see which teams will prove they are ready to shine in March and who will be seen in San Antonio. You can get on all the action from tip-off to the final whistle at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Right now, new ESPN Bet Sportsbook customers can bet $10 and get $100 back in bonus bets and unlock 30 days of ESPN Plus. Download the app. Sign up with the promo code Radio100 to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Ready to be the change and have a positive impact on your community? Consider joining the Columbus Division of Police. Starting pay is $70,000 plus, growing to 6 figures after 4 years of service. We offer paid vacations, paid holidays, and health insurance. Do you aspire to complete your degree? We offer 100% tuition reimbursement after you complete your first year of service. Contact the CPD recruiting unit at jobs@columbuspolice.org or apply online at columbus.gov/government/jobs. The City of Columbus is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here from Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric. Maybe your furnace isn't running so well. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater, or maybe it's just a leaky sink. Let my team take care of you the same way they take care of all my championship buddies. Check us out at carpentercolumbus.com.
It's the biggest savings event of the year. Menards' 11% rebate sale is here. Save big money on everything you need for any project. We've got something for everyone. Homeowners, contractors, DIYers, the kids, and even grandma. Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
11% mail-in rebate is a merchandise credit check. Good on future in-store purchases. See menards.com for details.
Hey, it's Anthony. I got to tell you, when you don't have the support you need, it affects everything. Feet, knees, hips, back, even your mood. I finally went to the Good Feet store, and once I was personally fitted for my arch supports, I felt a ton better. I will never wear another pair of shoes again without sliding in my personally fit Good Feet arch supports. That's because they help me eliminate my foot pain. It's such a good feeling knowing that I can be on my feet and not worrying about I'm going to wake up with low back pain or feel a weakness somewhere. I trust the Good Feet store because for more than 30 years, they've helped thousands of people just like me get back to feeling comfort on a daily basis. They take pleasure in that. And it's their personal 3-step system designed to support, balance, and strengthen your feet that guides them into their ideal position. I'm the proof. I wear them every day, even when I'm biking at the gym. So go in, take the free test walk at the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway and on Stringtown Road in Grove City or goodfeet.com.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
Next on Metro's Nada Yada Island podcast.
I almost fainted when the 4 new bombshells arrived. 4 free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G phones at Metro.
No way.
And finding out the 4th line is free. Oh, things got heated.
That's wild. Join Metro and get 4 free Samsung 5G phones. Only at Metro.
Plus tax. Bring 4 numbers and an ID and sign up for any Metro Flex plan. Not available currently at T-Mobile or been with Metro in the past 180 days.
At Diamonds Direct, our experts go the extra mile to ensure you have the tools to say I do with absolute confidence. Our promise to you is a completely risk-free shopping experience rooted in transparency, education, and integrity. No pressure, no intimidation, just clarity and confidence in your purchase. But we're about more than just price. Everything is backed by our exclusive guarantees. Put our tools to the test against any competitor, and our expert staff will ensure you get the very best overall value and unforgettable experience. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
A great lawn is like a great sports team. It takes expertise and a little extra care to really stand out. That's where True Green comes in. They're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour, so they know a thing or two about keeping grass looking like a fairway. It's more affordable than you think, and they'll even match any competitor's price. Plus, True Green backs it all up with a satisfaction guarantee. Head to TrueGreen.com today. Let the pros do the work while you sit back and enjoy the results.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning, I'm Mark. The Shark Northwestern led at Ohio State by 7 points at halftime, and then the Wildcats scored the first 12 points of the second half, and it went on to upset the Buckeyes 70-49. OSU falls to 15-12 overall, 7-9 in the Big Ten. The 8th-ranked Ohio State women also stubbed their toe in a 71-61 loss at Indiana. The Hoosiers led by 12 at halftime. In their first game after the All-Star break, the Cavaliers trailed at Brooklyn 69-63, but then Cleveland scored 11 straight points in a span of a minute 41 to take a 5-point lead, and they never trailed again on the way to a 110-97 win over the Nets. In hockey at the Four Nations Face-Off Championship game in Boston, Connor McDavid scored at 8:18 of overtime to give Canada a 3-2 win over Team USA. This Sports Center is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Enjoy rates as low as 9.9% APR plus a special rate on balance transfers with a Visa Platinum credit card from BMI.
Beam has a baby face. Bobby has soft hands. That should not stop you from listening to this show. This is Morning Juice.
Hour 3 for us here on a Friday. Coming up this hour at 8:30 this morning, AJ Hawk. He's going to join us, talk some long sleeves and some sunshine with him.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, the largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard in Central Ohio. And everything you need for the master griller.
Honestly, pretty crappy night last night.
Yeah, I mean, the Buckeyes got smashed.
Just smoked.
The women lost.
Yep.
And the bad thing, you can get beat. You can't get beat bad, and you can't get beat bad by a bad team.
Yeah.
You can't get beat bad by a bad team
At home.
when you need to win.
The worst performance of the season for them.
I mean, that was one of the final 5 games you checked up, Beam, and you're like, this should be a win.
I said earlier in the week, maybe it's in hand enough to be able to switch over to the hockey game. It was.
That's unfortunate.
It certainly wasn't hand enough. Not going the Buckeyes' way.
I went back to for moments that there might be something, and I'm like, geez. There was one point it was almost 30. It was
a bloodbath.
Oh my God! They shot 35% and had 1,000 turnovers.
16 turnovers last night.
Whatever, and couldn't it was just there was and we're giving up just dunks to Northwestern at the Cup. It was not a good performance, as the understatement of the year.
Yeah, it was actually bad. Yeah, 33% from the field. Here was Jake Diebler after the game, just talking about how, well, this was pretty disappointing from them.
Felt like we were a step slow, and, I need to reflect back on why exactly that was. We talked about it, when you do what you're supposed to do throughout the course of the season, you play in big games at this time of year. There's no secret. It is what it is. Our next one's a big game, so is the one after that, and the 2 more we have remaining after that. So this was, a big game. I don't feel like, that was why we didn't have it. It felt like when we didn't see the ball go through early, we started to press. We got a little disconnected because of that. And, I think that's the most disappointing thing. I thought we finished the game hard. We played hard, specifically down the stretch. But at the end of the day, it just wasn't near good enough.
It's a bad time to have a bad time. The worst time to have a bad time against a not great team.
Yeah. And so yesterday I was, where was I going? Oh, I was taking Caleb to basketball practice. And so I drive out on, last night it was weather wasn't great. There's still
cold yesterday.
Windy, a little blowing and drifting of snow. It wasn't snowing, but it's just blowing around because it's so windy. And I'm driving down Riverside Drive, fairly fast rate of speed with everyone else. What do you drive there? 45.
Yeah, you're keeping up with traffic.
Yeah, speed limit's 45.
The speed limit's however fast the car in front of you,
That's true.
then them are going on that road.
So it's 45, 50 is what people generally drive, maybe a little quicker. And it's windy and curvy, and there's 4 lanes, people coming at you, at least at the southern parts before you get a little bit further north. And it was still in the southern part, and I was driving.
You're going north?
I'm going north up to Henderson Road to go to Sawmill Carriage Place for hoops for my little boy Caleb, little second grade basketball beam.
Mm-hmm.
And on the right side of the road, as I'm rounding a corner, I have to kind of widen a little bit, and the car beside me kind of looks and. Why am I widening out, towards them? I get a little tight to the center lane. And there's a guy, I think, they had a helmet on, coat, bundled up pretty significantly, riding a motorized scooter along the white line on the side. And I'm thinking to myself...
It's not an ideal time or place.
Place, definitely not. Time, definitely. I mean, it's
weather, definitely
it's
not.
6:15, 6:10. It's darkish. I think got a little headlight on there, but I'm pretty certain that you're not supposed to have LSV, low speed vehicles on Riverside Drive like that, or on roads where you can drive in excess of 35 miles an hour, where that's the speed limit.
Harry, I got it.
Yeah, I mean, and this dude that was driving, just standing there, bundled up. And as I was thinking about that game last night, I was like, man, that's probably how Jake Diebler is feeling on the sideline. Driving that, thinking, how did I get to this position right here? How am I'm about to be hit by 38 million cars, people texting, driving, making phone calls. Oh, gosh.
All it takes is one.
That's what I said. There's going to be hundreds of cars that drive by you. Hell, you're driving 20 miles an hour, maybe up that hill. There's hills those little scooters ain't hauling up the hill. This isn't one of the e-bikes. This was a scooter that you stood on that they were riding.
I was thinking it was a riding a Vespa.
This was one
Vespas at least are street legal. That was what was in my mind. Like a bird lime scooter.
It may have been a personal one. It may have been one of the communal rentals.
No, that's illegal. Can't do that.
And they had a helmet on. The helmet was going to save you.
What's that doing? At that point, don't wear anything.
When your head gets knocked off your body, they can reattach it for the open casket. That's what you're doing.
Oh my God.
I'm I wanted to make sure everybody knew. It was a stand-up scooter. Which, by the way, those things are wobbling. That's what I'm saying. They're wobbling. I'm trying to give them a couple feet, but there's a car beside me, and I can't bump them into...
widen out so much.
I can't bump them into oncoming traffic. And I'm thinking, at the end of the game, I was telling Courtney about that. I was like, you know what? It's It's probably about how Jake Diebler felt last night. Like, I'm the guy on here. My team is the vehicle, and this is what they've given me. They've given me, we're on a 45-mile-an-hour, hilly, windy road, and they're giving me the effort. Prime time against the team that we should beat at home, and you're giving me this low-speed vehicle effort. Letting dudes to the cup,
low GSF.
Missing, the shots, there's make or miss nights. I get that. But, like...
Yeah, beat by 21 points at home.
Dude, Northwestern...
And it wasn't even close.
They were breaking you down like it was the Olympic breakdancing, man. They were in the lane. They were living in the lane. Getting in there, dish off, dunked by their big dudes. I'm like, what is this?
It was bad.
We just played Michigan, who has two great
Tooth and nail.
And, like, then I understand, like, maybe a little hangover game. Like, but that was Sunday. Like, dude, how long is your hangover? Who is this? This is
I've had a couple of day hangover.
This is a
It's no fun.
Diddy party hangover beam? Like, takes you a
Bad.
week to get back from it?
Good news is that you get the LA double swing coming up next.
Listen, and now those are essential. This was one that Beam you put in the bag.
I know.
Northwestern.
It was right there.
0-8 on the road in conference.
Boom, got
at
it.
home. 6:30 Thursday night start.
Cha-ching.
Win. And you're
not even just a loss either. Like
Beam. It was, you could tell. I'm like, okay, it's like you made a little push like at the end of the half, and
That
then all of a
didn't
sudden
matter.
Northwestern comes out.
Opened it up. It was
more dunks, more threes. I'm like, it was almost
You guys the
30 at one.
Globetrotters tonight?
I looked at it. I think it was 58-30. I'm like, that cannot be right. That is almost 30
I was looking
points.
up at the score. I'm like, you're about to get 21 in your own building. And then they did. And then it got worse.
It got worse.
Yeah.
Got worse.
LA double swing coming in for them. Sunday, they are at UCLA. And then I believe Wednesday of next week, they're at USC. So that's what's coming up here for them this weekend. Buckeye women's, as you had mentioned, lost to Indiana. They've been flirting. They've been flirting with disaster for a little bit. Now it's less of a big deal for them because they are obviously still in a very good position to have the double bye in the Big Ten tournament. How they're going to be
They're worried
seeded.
about like a 2 or a 3 seed.
Yeah, it's a bit of a different story.
It's a relative worry, Beam.
They take on Purdue Sunday at home at the Shot. And then the Four Nations, which we've talked about a lot. Canada does win the trophy last night. They win the cup 3-2 final in overtime. Coming up here this weekend. Hey, if you didn't know this, the Fan is now your home for Cincinnati Reds baseball. Spring training action starts tomorrow. The Reds will take on the Gardos live from Goodyear. First pitch is at 3:05, and you can hear it all right here on the Fan, the new home of the Reds. Tomorrow evening, Jackets enter back the fray. They will take on the Blackhawks at 7 o'clock. 6:30 coverage for us begins at the Fan. Then you get the Crew home opener, season opener tomorrow as they host Chicago. So busy night over in the Arena District tomorrow with the Crew and the Jackets getting ready back for some action. Brian Hartline feels like he's had tremendous growth since his time as offensive coordinator a couple of years ago. You're going to hear from our new offensive coordinator, Brian Hartline, coming up next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. The Friday drive has some slow spots. Now you'll find State Route 315 southbound is closed between Retreat Lane and Powell Road due to an accident. Also, a crash on the east side on I-70 westbound at State Route 256. That blocks your left lane and will have traffic on the brakes from State Route 310. There's also an accident on the North Outer Belt westbound at I-71 North. That accident, though, is on the right shoulder. I'm Heather Pasco for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
At Diamonds Direct, we believe luxury is an experience and not a price tag. Luxury is expert guidance. It's the selection of 10 jewelry stores under one roof. It's saving time on endless comparison shopping, and you'll only find this experience at Diamonds Direct. Our luxury showroom has it all backed by our lifetime warranties and our signature best price guarantee. Diamonds Direct is the perfect combination of luxury and value, so you don't ever have to compromise. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Pizza lovers, listen up. We're not that cheesy, but this deal is. For a limited time at Speedway, get 2 big pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce for only $5 with Speedy Rewards. And you know we got even more, like flavors galore. Okay, maybe we are a little cheesy. Choose between classic 3-cheese, crispy pepperoni, or extreme meat pizza. Save big on 2 pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce. Get the $5 meal deal with Speedy Rewards. Only at Speedway. Valid through 3/4/25. See app for full terms.
For the Blue Jackets, the magic happens on the ice. But for Blue Jackets fans looking for an amazing getaway, the real Florida magic is here in Central Florida's Polk County. From the natural beauty of Bok Tower Gardens, to the all-ages fun at Legoland Florida Resort, to the chance to do some luxurious glamping on a working dude ranch, it's all here. Even better, it's all just minutes from other area theme parks, too. Discover everything we offer and plan your trip to see the real Florida at visitcentralflorida.com today.
At Planet Fitness, we're declaring it. This is the year of getting stronger. And future stronger you can get started now by saving $28 or more when you join today. You in? We have all the best-in-class equipment you could ever need to keep stepping it up. And free fitness training to help you mix up your routine. Plus, most clubs are open 24 hours. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends February 28th. See Home Club for details.
These days, it feels like everyone is talking about how the American dream of homeownership has become out of reach for so many of us. Well, Rocket is trying to give us more of a chance to own our homes. They're making homeownership simpler and more accessible to more people, turning renters into owners. Rocket believes that every one of us deserves a shot at the American dream. So, are you ready? Own the dream. Visit rocket.com or call 800-4ROCKET.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom.
Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Hi, here are some ways to listen to The Fan. You can download the Fan app, or listen at home on your smart speaker, or open up the iHeartRadio app, or hold your head out the window and hear Common Man scream. Happy listening from the Dopes at The Fan.
Hi, the Scott Antique Markets are back again at the Ohio Expo Center, featuring hundreds of vendors with collectibles and merchandise from all over the world. The market is one weekend monthly, November through March. Build your family heirlooms. You can find everything that gets old. Just take I-71 to exit 111 to enjoy America's favorite treasure hunt. Visit thescottantiquemarket.com for more information. Come join us at the Ohio Expo Center for the Scott Antique Markets. It's huge. It's the Scott Antique Markets this weekend.
Have you ever told a friend
Oh, I'm fine.
when you really felt,
Just so overwhelmed.
or sent a text
Can't sleep. Are you awake?
when you couldn't find the words to say?
I'm scared to be alone with my thoughts right now.
Then this is your sign to reach out to the 988 Lifeline for 24/7 free confidential support. You don't have to hide how you feel. Text, call, or chat anytime.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We are tracking some sunshine later on this afternoon. Today's high will be close to 30. 16 is your nighttime low tonight. Saturday, look for plenty of sunshine, high 34. Sunday, look for plenty of sunshine, warmer with a high near 40. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecasts on 97.1 The Fan.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. A radio show hosted by two former football players, one slightly more successful than the other. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Coming up here 8:30 this morning, AJ Hawk, he's going to join us. I did see this before we get to some Brian Hartline sound. I saw Jeff Svoboda retweet this, and you can go back and listen on the podcast or the YouTube show and listen to our conversation with Jeff from a little bit earlier on. And you know how we, at least for me, the way that I stand on analytics, like, yeah, they're a good tool. If you want to use them, I think that they can make your argument kind of whatever you want it to be. But I did see this. This was an analytics on just the net ratings of players, and it was the top 25 skaters at the Four Nations face-off. To just give you an example, like time of ice, games played, points, expected goals, blocks, penalties, plus minus, like, yeah, all these different facets of the game. And Brady Tkachuk, the Kchucklehead, got the opening goal for the U.S. last night. So like Brady Tkachuk's number for net rating, they take his offensive rating and defensive rating, they smash that together. Brady Tkachuk's rating, which I think, obviously, if you watch that tournament, he was tremendous. 1.26 was his net rating throughout the tournament. Connor McDavid, best player in the world, 1.19 net rating. Those guys were 2 and 3 on the list. Zach Werenski was number 1 on the list, averaging 20 minutes of ice time per game that he played. 6 assists, 6 points, which he was the leading point getter in the entire tournament. Offensive rating of 1.58. Defensive rating of 0.46. His net rating was 2.03. So according to the analytics, Zach Werenski was the most effective player in this entire tournament.
He had a bunch of good shots, a bunch of good stops. I mean, it was really good. You could tell that he was one of the best players out there on the ice.
It's the best offensive rating for anyone in the tournament.
Yeah. I mean, it's no surprise. The guy's been great here. He's leading the NHL in minutes per game with like 28.
Riding a 21-game home point streak.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. So, yeah, he's getting it done, man. He's been tremendous for this squad.
No rest for him either.
No.
Like, he's thrust right back.
They got to ease him back in, dude. You can't, like, with how hard those guys
That's what
play.
Dino was saying yesterday, too, right? I mean, he's like, whatever he wants to do coming back from this.
He might need a game off. All those guys that played a lot because they went after it. And that's the one thing, like, your team, like, is it good for this? It's great for the game.
Yes, it is.
You want more people to watch your game and more money to flow your way by eyeballs and advertising? Put out products like that, and that'll draw people in.
Especially like baseball. Did you see the baseball news that came down yesterday? This was last night.
Leaving ESPN.
Yeah, I saw this last night. It's pretty wild seeing. Like, they issued an actual statement. Major League Baseball did, and here's what it said: We have had a long and mutually beneficial partnership with ESPN that dates back to the first MLB game in 1990. Unfortunately, in recent years, we've seen ESPN scale back their baseball coverage and an investment in a way that is not consistent with the sport's appeal or performance on their platform. Given that MLB provides strong viewerships, valuable demographics, and the exclusive right to cover unique events like the Home Run Derby, ESPN's demand to reduce rights fee is simply unacceptable. As a result, we have mutually agreed to terminate our agreement. MLB ESPN partnership has been an important and long-lasting relationship that has helped us both achieve great success. And as we get ready for the 36th season of Sunday Night Baseball, we look forward to a successful final year of MLB on ESPN in 2025. So, that's gone after this year.
Wild.
Done.
Crazy to see.
And you'd have to think with the success of this tournament, ESPN picked up the rights to the hockey a couple of years ago.
Probably, I mean, as far as a value for what you're getting and the product out there, I mean, it's probably a little better. And, I mean, I remember people used to watch, what the heck is the show they have? What's the baseball show at night? Baseball Tonight?
Yeah, Baseball Tonight.
What's the baseball show at night? Baseball Tonight.
The real original.
Good job,
Web
Bob.
Gems.
Way to talk yourself into that.
Way to workshop that, big dog.
Yeah. But I just don't think there's the view. Like, they talk about the viewership and the appeal, but it's not what it was. And the demographics are a very unique and specific demographic. They're not growing the game. They're talking about making bags bigger, and we got ghost runners, more innings, less
automatic
innings.
balls and strikes for spring training.
I mean, there's just they're doing everything they can, and I get it, but I'm not sure, Shark, where they're going to go from this. Like, are they going to have a national broadcast partner, you think?
I think someone will pick them up, like a TNT maybe.
I think they'll go to Fox.
TNT, but they're not going to get any ancillary programming off that. It's not like
they're still playing Friends reruns.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're not putting on Baseball Tonight. No one's going to watch that over there. So, I don't know. I'm not sure what they do. Like, I give ESPN credit for going back to and saying, hey, we're not going to pay for this the way that we were because it's not working for us.
Credit to Major League Baseball saying, all right, it's not working for us either.
And there's times where that's the case. Sometimes both parties say, we don't see the value in you and you don't think that you're getting enough value out of us. Okay, well, go see if you can get it somewhere else. And then you have to roll the dice and worry, is that prudent? If you're going to let someone walk away, Beam, and say, hey, we don't value that, well, Rothman's question, could it come back to haunt you?
Mm-hmm.
If this person or this group leaves our organization and what they're able to provide, could it come back to haunt you? Maybe, maybe not. And you have to make that decision yourself of what that ultimately looks like. One guy, though, who made a decision to stay where he was.
Great transition.
And got a promotion out of it, Beam. And then maybe a little relegation. And then, back to being in charge. Our guy, Brian Hartline. A newly minted coordinator, Ohio State. Ryan Day thinks he's going to be one of the best coordinators in the country.
The best coordinator
The best,
in the
not
country.
one of. Sorry, the. Didn't mean to undersell that. Apologize to Brian and Ryan. Brian Rye, the tag team, getting it done. Where do you want to talk about his style?
Let's talk about how he's grown as a coordinator over the last couple of years.
Grower versus shower.
And what he's gotten out of Ryan and Chip just for these past couple of seasons.
The growth has been good. The main objective is literally to learn as much as I can. I want to be, okay, this sounds weird, but I want to be the smartest guy in the room every time I walk in that room. And again, football-wise, like I love receiver play. I know receiver play. You know, I feel, and we'll go toe-to-toe with anybody on that subject. But when it comes to just football in totality, totally, like Coach Day is so impressive. To have now Coach Kelly come in the room, to have his depth of knowledge, but to even this point, just Coach Day is the ultimate, knowledge-filled man that I know for football. And, I just wanted to learn. And then, people are like, oh, you're the coordinator. Now you're not the coordinator. How'd you feel about that? I was like, guys, hold on. Like, my main goal is chasing Coach Day. Like, I'm not worried about what tag I have to be in this room. Like, I have no interest in that. So, it was a very easy transition, whatever transition we thought that was. So, just try to add value. In doing so, I was making sure I was learning. I was, learning from Coach Kelly was phenomenal. I really pray I wish I could have had 2 years with him, but he was very smart. He knew where he could kind of let water roll off the duck, not really worry about it. But he also knew where he had to stand firm. And I think learning that balance is critical. The way he spoke to the staff and how he communicated, I think is really, really important. I think he did a great job of, demanding his staff, the offensive staff, to improve and holding them accountable. And that's the biggest thing, right? I mean, he's the head coach of the offense. That's the mentality. So, just learning how they operate, these guys have operated, has been, so valuable. I feel like I have grown. So my knowledge base on everything it was even 2 years ago to be the coordinator to where I am now, I think I'm light years ahead of where that was, and that's all because Coach Day gave me the opportunity.
If there's one guy in that building outside of Ryan Day who could have a giant ego and say, look at what I've done with my position group, it would be him.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have that. He's trying to chase Ryan Day. He's learning everything that he can from Chip Kelly. I want to be the best that he can be, and Ryan Day's got the confidence in him coming out last week and saying he's going to be the best coordinator in college football.
Yeah, and I want to hear, because his style of coaching, how do you manage a room like that, Beam? Like, how do you handle a room of all these great players? Everyone asks, why did the guys not leave? Why did they stay? How do you manage that? Well, let's hear it from the horse's mouth.
The way Garrett Wilson absorbed information and applied it maybe was different than Chris. And so, at the end of the day, if you're goal-oriented as a coach, I want to get this outcome for this player, you have to accommodate. You have to find out ways. Now, at the end of the day, I feel like if you empower these young men with, you tell me how you want to get coached. What are your goals? I'm going to do everything I can to get you to your goals, and I will coach you as hard as you want to be coached. Oh, you want to be coached hard? You do, huh? Okay, I got that in writing. So now I have full liberty to coach them up to maximize their capacity. But that takes relationship, Anth. You know what I mean? Like, before, you would say things, you did it because he was the coach. Now he just wants to know, you're in line with his alignment. And if you're willing to spend that time, I think at the end of the day, there is not a whole lot of change over time. I think there's more conversations. I think guys feel like they have a better platform to ask why, which is fine for any competent coach. But that's kind of my take. And I think that, I always appreciated Coach Saban. People think there's a lot of variables out there. There's a lot of paths to our goal. There is not. It still takes being the first guy in the building, still winning your one-on-one, still winning in training, still winning. Like, the path to where you want to get to has only been done one way. You can't do less and get more. Like, you always overachieve and over-earn your next respected position. You have to do more to be the president. You got to be the president before you're the president. And so you have to be the starter before you're the starter. You have to play like that. So I think understanding that conversation and the clarity of that message, I think, is really empowering and really important. And coaches that are willing to have those conversations really, in the end, I think, see the best out of their guys.
That's a great response. The path to greatness. There's no shortcuts.
No, everyone. there's only really one way. Like everybody
That's
talks
really
about
for anything too. That's not. I mean, talking about just being an elite wide receiver player at Ohio State. Like,
there might be a couple different paths, but they're all up the same hill.
Yeah.
Like I mean, it's
hills. It's all up Mount Doom.
You're not getting around any of the other ones. I want to tell you about my friends over at Affinity Whole Health. They're the experts in GLP-1s for weight loss therapy, hormone replacement therapy, and how about this? Bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. Ask about that. No, if you don't know Beam, you can't afford it. That's why I ask them. They'll tell you. You've heard about semaglutide, trizepatide. Affinity offers compounded semaglutide and trizepatide so you can lose weight and keep it off with Affinity. It's sustainable weight loss that'll help you feel full, faster, and longer. It's easy. It's simple at-home injections with support from a dedicated patient care coordinator. Get your free evaluation and free labs for semaglutide and weight loss at feelgreatcolumbus.com. You visit their local office in Powell. You go to feelgreatcolumbus.com. They send it right to your door. A couple days later, poof, David Copperfield. That's feelgreatcolumbus.com.
We'll talk some long sleeves and sunshine with AJ Hawk coming up here in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. The Friday drive is a little slow on the east side due to an accident on I-70 westbound at State Route 256. The left lane is blocked. Also in the north outer belt, westbound at I-71 north, there's a crash here, but it's on the right shoulder, so not causing too much of a problem yet today. Overall, you will find pretty clear conditions on the main roads and freeways. I'm Heather Pasco for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text GRIT to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text GRIT to 42424. That's GRIT to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Factory direct is really pretty simple. The factory sells it directly to the consumer. I mean, we build it. There's nothing that anybody else does. We have stations where everybody touches the window. Everyone sees what's going on. So if there's an issue, we catch it as it's going down the line. That's probably the biggest thing, is the ability to make sure what goes out the door is what I want to go out the door.
Visit Rosati Windows by the end of this month and get 35% off all windows and doors.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Heading to work? Keep listening to the guys at the office.
Stream the show at 971thefan.com or download the Fan app.
This is Morning Juice.
Well, would you look at that? It's 8:30 on a Friday. Time to check in with this fine American.
A man with many career achievements. Leading tackler in Centerville football history. Leading tackler in Green Bay Packers history. Still afraid of Larry Knopfsinger. And the crowning achievement, the third member of the Island Boys, AJ Hawk.
Sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Use promo code JustSports for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
Right now we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Check with our guy. He is AJ Hawk. Age, thanks for the time. Always appreciate it. I believe it was your son Axel when he was asked at the Rose Bowl by a doctor where he's from, and he said America, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, was he tuning in to the Four Nations last night for the USA and Canada tilt in Boston?
Yeah, we all were tuned in. We were loving that thing right up until Canada's last goal. But they, my two youngest fell asleep before the ending, so they actually had to wake up and get. They were kind of disappointed when they woke up this morning. They realized that we lost. But it was a good game. I think the whole Four Nations thing obviously feels like that was a huge success for the NHL and for Olympic hockey and everything going forward.
I mean, was Uncle Jack in there doing like the personal commentary for everybody? Do we have like a full family get together?
We did not for this one. He's, Jack's Jack's young kids are playing hockey now, so they're gone they're traveling all over the country. It seems like every day to go play hockey at different places. But yeah, I thought the whole thing was awesome. Actually, as you say that, Jack pulls up right now. We're at the bus stop. This is what times up perfectly to where we're getting on the bus here in like 5 to 7 minutes. So we share the same bus stop as our cousin. So Jack just pulled up right next to us over there.
Do you guys do like push-up contests or like feats of strength for the kids before the school day?
We should. We really should, because they do ask sometimes, like, hey, who would win the fight, you or Uncle Jack?
Yes. Let's do it right now.
Kids love to ask that. I wouldn't mess with Jack. Jack's a monster. The dude's been playing the NHL forever. He's super strong. He's like a power lifter, and he's the nicest guy in the world. So, no, I would never even mess with Jack, because he would definitely take me.
Put us on speakerphone. Put one of your kids on the phone. They can commentate the fight for us. Let's do it.
Can you imagine? Imagine if I'm getting beaten to a bloody pulp. My kid's got the phone on speakerphone, and his dad's getting his head stomped on. Like, what?
Stomped on. I mean,
jeez, what is this? No holds barred?
Jack going with a full curb stomp.
Well, we're teaching. If we're gonna fight, we got to teach the kids. We're gonna fight. We can't tiptoe into this thing. It's winner take all, I guess.
It is. Like, I didn't want to bring that up. I guess I'll have to tell your boys about that time that Stan White beat you up during camp and bloodied your nose.
That's awesome. I love Stan White, to tell you the truth. Yeah, Bob. What was crazy when we would do our version of Oklahoma drill back in college.
They still do that?
I hope so, but there was some wild, like, haymakers thrown from behind people, like, just unbelievable physicality, I think, and it's amazing. I think that whole drill brought us all together as a team.
So I want you to think about this now, AJ, because we're sitting here, 40 years old. And I watch these guys at Ohio State go back and forth. You see the guys in the NFL, and you're like, it's so big and fast. Like, I'm not sure I ever really did that looking at it now. I mean, it seems like a lifetime ago. But when they get in a fight, like, think about you getting in there to try to break that up, like, without shoulder pads or a helmet on, and how tough it would be for, like, you, even at, like, 40 but still strong and, like, working out and in good shape. Now think about, like, Jim Tressel 20 years ago and like Jim Bowman, Mark D'Antonio, those dudes and what they looked like and their physical abilities at that point in time. And that's not a knock on Coach Tress, but I don't know if he's quite to your physical strength. I mean, I don't know what they would do. There's zero chance that they could stop any of that.
No, there's not. Luckily, just because of the amount of respect they have, I guess they can get guys to eventually stop, trying to beat each other up. But you're right. I would never jump into that. Like, who wants friendly fight? Like, if you it's a no-win situation. If you're trying to break up a fight, it's probably similar if you're a teacher in a school and you're trying to break up some fight. Like, you're going to catch a haymaker and get knocked out cold. So it's a tough spot to be in. But I definitely remember watching old Luke Fickle jump in there and come out sometimes with a bloody lip or something's going on. He's got scrapes and cuts because Luke wasn't scared to throw his head in there when he has no helmet or shoulder pads on. Like, he could take all of us with no pads.
That is true. I forgot. And Tress would always point it out. Any fight that we would have, Beam, Fick would be in the middle of it. Yep. I don't know. I'll put in the air quotes.
Doesn't really surprise me.
Trying to break it up, AJ. Like, didn't Jenkins punch him in the face the one time? Do you remember that?
I think Luke got inadvertently hit multiple times, and I definitely remember Luke being bloody a few times and seeing him and just watching how mad he was, and he's telling us, like, hey, don't be getting me in any more fights, guys. I don't want to get hit again.
I think Tress, like, slow-mode Jenkins' fist coming through the pile and, like, hitting Luke on the other side, like, 4 times in a row, which I can only imagine how awkward that was for Jenk because, like, that was Mike, like, he's a wide receiver. He wasn't trying to do anything, but Fick was just always in the mix.
He can't help himself. Some guys can't help themselves. It's those wrestlers. Those wrestlers, don't ever mess with them. You want to keep them on your side. So, whatever Luke was doing back there, if he might have elbowed me in the neck a few times trying to get me out of situations, I appreciate him for trying to help me out.
Well, you say that, and it's 100% true because, like, Schlegels took over his position when he was at Ohio State. Hell, you saw what happened when the guy ran on the field. Like, he couldn't help himself.
It's in their blood, man. It's in their DNA. It's just what it is. Like I said, that's why it's a good thing to have those guys on our side.
He is AJ Hawk with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. What did you guys do for Valentine's Day last week, AJ?
Well, honestly, I rented a Sprinter van for the weekend for multiple situations, but to drive the kids around for the games and everything. But went down, had some dinner downtown, hung out with the kids actually a decent amount of that, and It was nice. It wasn't like late. We went to dinner early, man, because you try to make reservations. Good luck. You better plan 2 months out, 3 months out for Valentine's Day. So we got in at like the gray hair special, like 5:45. We were done eating. They were kicking us out by like 7:15, and it was perfect. Came back, hung out. Everything went well.
Well, you always said you like to go early because that leaves more time for post-dinner activities, AJ.
Yep, that's right, Bob. Always go early. 5 p.m. dinner sometimes where I'm sitting there.
Yeah.
I'm the youngest person in the restaurant by 40 years. Like
That's a late night at the MCL cafeteria.
MCL, that's right. My wife loves the MCL cafeteria, and that's like she's always been an old soul. And when MCL cafeteria reminds me a little bit of Bill Knapp's back in the day. If anyone knows Bill Knapp's back in Dayton.
I don't know. I've never heard of Bill Knapp's, AJ. This is breaking news to me. Is it still around?
No, I don't believe so. They had a great chocolate cake there. I used to go there I used to go there for my grandma's birthday. So, that's why it was. I'd look around and there was no one under the age of like 75 in that whole place, but I enjoyed it.
What have we done? Pat's been off this week, correct? What have we been doing?
Yeah, just running around, man. It's true. Like after all the Pat and the boys, they all have gone on different exotic vacations all over the place.
Yeah, I was waiting for you in the Gram to show some great stuff on the beach. Or you and Ryan feeding iguanas somewhere or something. I don't know. Yeah, no, me and Ryan we'll be going on the cruise next next week we will be doing that. But no, it's different. If you have really young kids or no kids, then you can kind of drop and go on vacation anytime you want or when things plan up. But with the kids in school and activities, I wasn't able to get away. But it's been nice. It's snowing again right now this morning. It's pretty beautiful out here. It looks good.
When how many long sleeve black T-shirts do we have packed for the cruise next week?
You know what? Like I never thought I would. But I've kind of gotten away from those as much.
What?
Like I don't wear. I mean, I guess I still wear them a lot, but I used to get the Walmart long sleeve. I'd buy like 10 of them, the black long sleeves, and then I would cut them off in the 3/4, baseball cut on the sleeves.
Yeah.
And I don't really wear it as much. I don't wear that nearly as much anymore. I might try to bring that back. I don't know. I don't know why I got away from it.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, bring that back. You got the Tannis forearms around, AJ. Like that's your calling card.
It's the only thing I got. Yeah, all three of my boys were making fun of me for how pale I was last night, actually, randomly for some reason, because they were talking about how burnt I will get when I go on that cruise with my brother and with you. So I got to go buy some like SPF 75, I guess.
AJ, always appreciate the time. Thanks for jumping on with us here this morning. Have a great weekend, buddy, and we'll check in again soon, all right?
All right, thanks, guys.
Here he goes, AJ Hawk with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Going to reveal our fan poll next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
We've got a couple of slowdowns for the Friday drive on the east side. Westbound on I-70, there's an accident at State Route 256. It is in the left lanes. Traffic here is stop and go. There are crashes on State Route 315. It's affecting both north and southbound traffic near Powell Road. That is closed. And there is a crash on East Livingston Avenue at Country Club Road. I'm Heather Pasco for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Ready to hit the road in a new car? With Pathways, enjoy up to 90 days with no payments and low auto loan rates. Learn more at pathwayscu.com. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
For a limited time at Speedway, get 2 big pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce for only $5 with Speedy Rewards. Choose from Classic 3-Cheese, Pepperoni, or Extreme Meat Pizza. Save big with the $5 meal deal with Speedy Rewards. Only at Speedway. Valid through 3/4/25. See app for full terms.
Say yes to Diamond Seller's Wedding Weekend on February 21st and 22nd. Enjoy buy one, get one half off wedding bands, 20% off diamond anniversary bands, and special no interest financing on engagement rings. Visit us in store and learn more at diamondseller.com.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. Are you looking for a new ride? And do you want the best experience and service in the city? Yes? Good. Go see my guys at Jermaine Lexus. The all-new 2025 TX is back in stock and arriving daily. Plus, they've got great 42-month leases for the 2025 NX350 all-wheel drive. It started $399 a month. I have been a Jermaine customer for years, even before I started doing the commercials. If you're in the market, please do stop in. Jermaine Lexus, 2 locations, Dublin, Easton, JermaineLexus.com.
Getting cold feet? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman. This Saturday is the big day at Verizon on Polaris Parkway. Join me 10 to noon as we draw winners to attend the Navy Federal Credit Union Stadium Series March 1st. Saturday from 10 to noon at Verizon at 1251 Polaris Parkway.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
Don't let bad feet stop you from being active and getting healthy this year. Trade in your bad feet for good feet at the Good Feet store.
Beds are us when dreams sunk in. Beds are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
Beds are us when dreams sunk in. Beds are us.
The Buckeye Show.
When you have a guy that's as good as Jeremiah Smith is, we're just trying to come up with a sane place for our superlatives.
The Buckeye Show.
Presented by Coors Light and sponsored by CareSource.
Weeknights at 6 on The Fan.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Man, I'm in a slump. My energy took a nosedive out of nowhere, and I just don't have the motivation to get things done.
You're over 40. Could be lower testosterone. Have you tried Nugenix Total T?
Nugenix, the testosterone booster on TV?
That's right. Look, I felt the same plunge in my energy after I turned 40. So I tried out Nugenix to see if it would help me.
Did Nugenix make a difference for you?
Night and day. My stamina's way up now. I'm building lean muscle at the gym. I'm totally back on my game. And you could be too. Just send a text to Nugenix. They'll send you a complimentary bottle so you can try it for yourself.
Text ROCK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text ROCK to 321-321. That's ROCK to 321-321. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Keep on swiping that card, baby. Keep on swiping that card. Charge it to winning. This is Morning Juice.
It's not what you win or lose. It's the friends you make along the way. Actually, it's just what you save with Prime Sports Ohio. Betting reduced juice to Prime Sports Ohio. It's the way to save money on every single bet. Prime Sports is the only sports book where you can choose a professional account with -108, reduced juice betting, or you can sign yourself up for a regular Joe account, recreational account with -110 juice. That also comes with a loyalty program, Bob, where the best part is you can earn cash back on your bets. They offer, Prime Sports does, the same betting limits to all members and does not, I repeat, does not put any restriction on winning players.
You'll be so sick of winning, Beam, and they're not going to stop you. They let you keep going. Treats all members fairly and equally, so download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100. Must be 21 order. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply.
Pretty upset I never went to Bill Knapp's.
Well, it's a great place for some old folks, Beam.
I guess so. I mean, they still have some, like Bill Knapp's.
You think your grandma has ever been there?
I'll have to ask her when I talk to her this weekend. She's down in Florida, so I don't know. Maybe I won't get a chance to talk to her. I mean, they do. The only one
See it?
left.
Look at Mima, pictures.
Talk to Mama. Talk to Mama phone. Look pictures, William. Look pictures, William. Hold it. Hold it.
That's great. The best part is my oldest kids, my youngest one, Caleb, is 8. He's a second grader. Mm-hmm. Those that don't know. And he's the baby, and he's a good little athlete. He's a tough kid, and I give him a hard time because his mom babies him all the time. And he is tired. He's younger. The other kid, they're all almost, my next son's almost in middle school. And, he'll get really angry and stuff. He's like, never leave me alone, this and that. And so I try to make sure he has some space and doesn't get abused. But they're like, oh, crash out Caleb over there. And they started calling that yesterday. I was like, oh, no.
This is you're just adding fuel to that fire.
Crash out Caleb. I'm like, that.
I'm not crashing out.
He did not like that. That was not one thing he liked at all, Beam. The crash out Caleb name.
God, I love a good crash out. Sometimes it's good for you.
No, it's not. Not with the kids because they get really angry and they can't regulate their emotions.
We're trying to regulate that with Willie right now. I mean, we're on highs, the highest of highs, the lowest of lows.
It is. It's like hanging out with a drug addict. Like you just ride the tiger,
tough,
buddy.
Man.
Up and down, dude. Ride that wave. Just complete ecstasy and bliss, followed by just the withdrawal of
We'll be
anger
totally
and hate.
fine. Like up on the chair. Yesterday it was a big deal. Like it was when he told him no for anything. We have a liquor cabinet in like just our living room, and he has now gotten to a point where he's tall enough where he can try to like pull on the keyhole to open the door. Now he doesn't know that it's locked, but the lock is broken, and if you pull hard enough, it does open. That's how we open it. He hasn't seen us do that much, but he knows like that the door is moving a little bit, so he's trying to get it open, and just said to him multiple times, William, don't do that. No. And it's just like immediately belly flop on the ground, straight up cry town. Like immediately saying no to him. William, don't do that. No. Boom, on the ground, tears. 2 seconds later, he's up running around. He's fine. Listen, Moana. Okay, that's fine. We can listen to Moana, but can't do that. We're climbing on chairs to try to get the light switches now. Light switches are a big thing that have kicked in this week. He wants to flip on every light switch in the house because it's really cool. That's what we're dealing with. It's a never-ending battle.
What we're dealing with right now is one of our great listeners just sent me a link to BillNaps.com products/chocolate-celebration-cake.
It looks pretty good. I'm on the website.
So I guess you can still buy stuff from there. They just don't have a store. Like they don't have like a.
I don't have a storefront, like brick and mortar.
But you can still buy their stuff on the line and eat it. That looks pretty good. Old Bill Naps.
What's wrong with a chocolate cake?
Yeah, we had
chocolate cake and Matilda always looked so good.
Last night, Court made this. We got some tuna steaks.
Yeah,
did a good job. Put a little like teriyaki
serum.
Oh yeah, they were really good. And she got them at Aldi, which is pretty amazing. And they've been very tasty. And the kids will eat them. And Caleb's not a huge fan of the poke bowls and everything. But I'll eat the tuna straight up. Get a little avocado on there. Maybe a
green onion in there. It's nice.
Green onion, cucumber, maybe a little jalapeno. Spice it up a little bit. And so last night, my daughter was the last one to eat, as always. I'm staring at this last tuna steak. I'm like, I'm going to eat it if she doesn't come down. So she comes down, it's like, what is this? Whatever. What's going on? Like, asking all kinds of questions. I'm like, there's your dinner. Like, either take it or leave it at this point. I don't care. You're not making any other food. This is what it is. So she puts the rice down, puts that on there, spills sticky rice on the floor. I'm like, how am I supposed to get this up? It won't vacuum.
Get a dog.
I'm like, you may have to use your hands. She's like, no, thank you. I'm like, yes.
She's averse to using her hands to pick things up?
Wet paper towel, I don't care. You're going to get that off the ground. But anyway, she eats it, whatever. What is this? What do I put on it? All these sauces. I don't like them. This smells spicy. How does something smell spicy? I don't know. And then her friend, who she's FaceTiming while I'm doing this, things can smell spicy. No, they can't. I don't know how something would smell spicy unless you literally got it into your nose. And so she's sitting there eating. She goes, oh, yeah. She goes, Mom said, where's the Chinese food? I'm like, well, this is probably more like a Japanese style dish, like a sushi style situation. Like, whatever. I'm like, okay. Then she's sitting there, goes, and she's like, Mom, started talking about because Court doesn't like to eat venison. We've got a bunch of venison ground beef.
Venison's awesome.
It is. I guess I got to the root of this last night because her dad, she goes, I don't think I actually had real ground beef till I was like 10.
Oh, so she just ate straight venison.
And she goes, I don't like it.
That makes sense.
I don't like it. Oh, that's fine. The kids all love it. And so last night I was browning up some ground venison beef. I blend it together. It's really good. And so I'm like, I'll just put this in my eggs, put a little taco seasoning on it. It'd be great. And so we're talking about meat and steaks and everything like that. And McLean was like, that meat we had over there, that was pretty good. I'm like, meat? She's like, yeah. I was like, that was fish. I'm like, what are you talking about? I think she thought we were talking about the venison. That's what she was eating. I'm like, it was fish. It was tuna. It was red on the
They call
inside.
it the chicken of the sea, though.
Purple. Yeah, but that's like canned tuna. This is like a tuna steak. I'm like, you cut into it, like the texture of this.
It's very different.
I mean, it's a firm fish, but it is nothing.
I wouldn't describe it as meat.
You can cut it with a fork, for heaven's sake. Like, it's a firm fish.
That meat was pretty good.
Yeah.
Smelled spicy, though.
Yeah. Well, the sauces. It was the sauce. What am I supposed to put on this? I don't know. What you like? Your mom has 8 sauces out there. It's not Chinese. It's Japanese. More so.
Read a book.
Exactly, Jocko. Read a book. Lift some weights. Do something productive. Better yourself.
Before we get out of here today, our fan poll at 971thefan.com or on Twitter at 971thefan. What are your expectations for the Crew this season? Supporter Shield contender? Top 4 seed, make the playoffs, miss the playoffs. I said this on Bone and Beam United the other day as we were kind of doing our season preview. You still have the majority of your team coming back. Obviously, you're without Cucho, so you're going to need to be a way to replace him somehow. And hopefully that happens in the summer at some point. But I would say with the current construct of this team, like the Crew have the 4th best odds to win MLS Cup. Like, that's still a real thing. Like, they're still going to be a really good team. So I'll say top 4 contender, I think, is where I'm going to go. Good top 4 seed, and let's go. Season opener tomorrow against the Chicago Fire. Greg Berhalter returning to Lower.com Field. Bob, I had so much fun with you today. What do you say we reconvene on Monday if they allow us? You good with that?
I'm game. Let's do it.
Everybody have an awesome weekend. Uncle Bo and the boys are up next. We're back live on Monday morning to break everything down. Talk to you then. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Wrapping up the Friday drive, you're still slow on the east side on 70 westbound near State Route 256 because of a crash in the left lane. You'll find State Route 315 is closed near Powell Road in both directions due to an accident. And we do have slowdowns on James Road near Brownlee Avenue because of an accident. And there is a crash reported East Livingston Avenue at Country Club Road. I'm Heather Pasco for 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
Winter's here, and as the snow begins to pile up outside, you might find yourself dreaming of warmer days, sunshine, barbecues, fishing, maybe even thinking about those home projects you've been putting off for forever. Why wait for spring to start planning? Now's the perfect time to get ahead. With so many roofing, gutter, and siding companies out there, it can feel overwhelming to know where to begin. With over 30 years of experience and a focus on every detail, Newman Roofing makes it simple. As a family-owned business, they're dedicated to delivering an outstanding customer experience from your first phone call all the way through to the final touches on your home. When it comes to roofing, gutters, and siding, trust the name that's been a local favorite for decades, Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF. 614-NEW-ROOF. Or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Life. It's full of strange twists and unexpected surprises. But at AAA, it's always been our policy to look on the plus side. And our AAA Plus members tend to take the same view. Take Martin, for example. Last Monday, his morning coffee surprised him with an extra 10 degrees of Fahrenheit. Ouch! It was just the jolt of energy he needed to start the day. Later, when his shirt was targeted by the mustard on his burger, he became a proud trendsetter.
Martin, looking good.
And when he walked face first into a sparkling glass door, he was happy to provide some much-needed entertainment for his coworkers.
I'm okay.
And of course, when his car battery took early retirement, Martin felt no resentment. He knew there was a plus side. AAA's expert roadside assistance was only a call away.
Hello, AAA. Are you in a safe location?
While we can't all be like Martin, we can become a AAA Plus member and experience the peace of mind that comes with living on the plus side. Towing is subject to a 7-day waiting period. Terms and conditions apply.
Beloved former basketball coach and educator Satch Sullinger knows you got to keep moving to stay healthy. But that's not so easy when your aching joints won't cooperate.
We still want to move and we still want to get around and we still want to be active, but we start to deteriorate the moment we quit moving.
QC Kinetics regenerative treatments help restore movement in stiff, aching knees, hips, shoulders, and back, using only your natural healing properties to help restore damaged joints. That's a huge positive for Satch.
It's working, and what I really like about it is there's nothing foreign put in my body. Everything that was put in my body has been taken from my body. I love it. I love it. Like I said, I want to live until the day I die.
Get rid of the pain and start moving again. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus and call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation. 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. Again, 208-4544. QC Kinetics.
It's a different world today than it was 30 years ago when I started Care Heating and Cooling. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, 30 years ago, you were the first to warn of companies using service technicians as salespeople, of abusing the trust that a service technician has. With the big conglomerates now buying companies all over Central Ohio, this has become the normal business model.
It's all about greed. The conglomerates know they can make a lot more money by incentivizing their technicians to sell furnaces instead of fixing them. They train their techs to take advantage of a customer when they are the most vulnerable.
Dad, that is not how we were taught. In 2024, Care Heating and Cooling was awarded a BBB Torch Award for Ethics and was named the Lennox Partner of the Year. You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came back to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it.